Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gabby and today we are going to be talking about James Charles. Now, if you take a look at any of the videos on this channel, you'll see that I rarely, if ever, talk about YouTubers. I think I have like 2 videos up talking about 2 separate YouTubers, and that was only because I thought that it was something important that needed to be addressed. So I think that James Charles is important and needs to be addressed because, in my opinion, I think James Charles is nasty, and I think that James Charles is a danger to children everywhere. And I know that might seem hyperbolic. I really don't care, because if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. 2 + 2 is 4 and 5 + 5 is 10. What do you call this? Like, you just have to call a spade a spade. I made a video a couple months ago, not even a couple months ago, but like 1 or 2 months ago, talking about how we need to protect children on the internet, because I care about children and I don't think that we have a lot of spaces where children can be children on the internet. And this falls in like the most severe category, but it still covers that, where children have to be on the lookout for predators on the internet, and it's not even up to children to do that. It's like our job as adults in order to ensure that like children aren't getting preyed on by predators on the internet. And I was struggling if I should be like, James Charles is allegedly a predator, but he said it. He admitted it in the video that he deleted. He apologized to the victims, but we're gonna get to that because I want to hit on a couple of points that I see people have been talking about. One of the reasons that I wanted to make this video in particular is that I don't think that people are paying enough attention to the fact that this man was talking to children, minors, on the internet. But I'm going to get into a few things that I think are important, or some of the things that he said and some of the things that I have seen other people say in videos. So the first thing, a lot of people were upset about the fact that he came back with a "get ready with me," and I can understand people's like anger, but I don't understand the shock, because if he was gonna come back anyway, he was gonna come back with a "get ready with me" video, because he wants you to think, oh my gosh, this is James, this is the same James from like 5 years ago. I don't know how long he's been here, but I'm gonna go with 5 because it sounds somewhat correct. But this is the James Charles from 5 years ago, and like he's doing a "get ready with me," he's doing makeup. It's to manipulate children. It's to get the whole relatability factor going on again, since like a lot of YouTubers are back on that, like trying to prove to people that they're relatable and they're not multi-millionaires. And it goes like in tandem with the fact that he was saying, oh, I thought that I could be Hannah Montana, James Charles by day, James Dickinson by night. And in my mind I'm saying, James, nobody knew that Hannah and Miley were the same person. So I don't know like what you mean by that. I don't know why you want people to feel sympathy for you. I know why you want people to not people, he wants his fans, which are majorly underage children, to have sympathy for him. But at the same time, I'm just like, James, you're not, like, you're an entity. And I think that's kind of the thing that he wants to like shy back away from. But I'm just like, you can't want it when you're a multi-billionaire, and you can't not want it if you don't want people to perceive you in that way. Because James, like, I woke up this morning like in the rain, listening to the rain, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm going to film a video, and then I'm going to edit it, and then I'm going to post it. James Charles can't do that. I'm not saying that James Charles is not like in control of his own career and he doesn't decide what he wants to put up and he doesn't decide what he wants to film. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that a lot of people's livelihoods and a lot of people's career depends on Mr. James Charles. So what are you going to film? How is it going to be edited? When is it going to go up? A lot of these things are calculated, and you can see that because this video went up on the 4th of July, and this video went up in the midst of the whole Gabby Hannah situation. That's like, I hope his team hoped, or he hoped, that it would be lost in the sauce somewhere. and then one day we'd all be minding our business, and then we'd see James Charles post a video, and then we'd be like, oh, James Charles came back. How did he came back? When did he come back? Like, all of this is like calculated. James Charles hasn't been like a person of the people for a very, very long time, no matter how much he wants us to believe that. James Charles is not waking up out of his bed and being like, oh, I'm gonna film a YouTube video today. This shit is like planned in advance, and it has to go through a lot of people before it can be posted, approved, and all of that jazz. And this brings me to my next point, because James Charles must think that we're stupid, because James Charles knows good and goddamn well that he did not delete that whole taking accountability video because people thought that he was stiff and that people thought that it was scripted. Because I was very, very confused, because throughout in this new video he kept saying that there are no victims of James Charles, and I was like, I was questioning my memory. I felt like I was being gaslit, because in the previous video, James, you apologized to the victims. So where do we go from here? And this is where I'm pretty sure like somebody in his team was like, you can't have that video up where you essentially admit to sending inappropriate messages to children, because if they try to come for you in court, it does not look good that you have a video on your channel talking about how you apologize to your victims, James Charles. So the fact that you can come up on this video and lie to children who happens to be yours, the people who watch your videos are majority children. I'm not saying that he doesn't have like a diverse audience. I'm saying the majority of his audience are children. So the fact that you can come and lie on your channel about not talking to children, have you no shame? Have you no shame? And I'm pretty sure that you can find the video anywhere. Somebody's gonna re-upload it onto YouTube. But the fact that you can come and say that, and I'm gonna give him not too much, but let's just hypothetically speaking, let's say he deleted the video because people were saying that he was stiff. Why not in this new video do you not continue to apologize to your victims, James Charles, instead of lying and saying that you have no victims, James Charles, because you're a liar? You are invalidating all of these children's experiences, all of their trauma that they have. You are invalidating their experience, James Charles. And I think the real reason why you deleted that video is because, one, of course, like, you admitted to it, and if somebody wanted to pursue a case, like, if somebody wanted to pursue a case with that, like, they'd have like clear evidence. And I think that you were just also embarrassed. You were embarrassed because you came onto YouTube saying that you were boy crazy and that you were desperate, and you got turned into a meme, and then you got embarrassed. So that's why you deleted the video, not because people were calling you stiff, people were calling it rehearsed and scripted. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? If you are apologizing to victims for what you did, who cares if people are calling it scripted? Let people say whatever they want to say. Because I know for me, if I didn't do anything, I'm never admitting to something that I didn't do, James. I am never admitting to something that I didn't do. I think that you thought that you were going to post that video, it was all going to go away, and then when it didn't, you deleted it, and then you were like, okay, I need to come back fresh, I need to get them, I need to do something because that wasn't working. That is what I think that you did. And the fact that you can come back and say that there are no victims when you obviously, there is proof of you sending things to underage children that are a victim of you, I think that's particularly disgusting. To me, the most disgusting part of this video, because I was watching it on 2x speed, so I didn't watch the full 30 minutes like some people watch the full 30 minutes, and my heart goes out to you because you probably felt that he was going to say something of substance when he did not. But he just kept going on and on about how hard it is to be James Charles, and he was saying, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed, these things keep happening to me, people keep lying to me, I need to protect my brand, I need to start looking out for red flags in case people want to do this to me. And I'm over here like, James, you were talking to children. Why are you trying to put the blame on children instead of taking the accountability that you said that you were going to take? Because this is not taking accountability for anything. This is you putting the blame on kids. On kids who were telling the truth, who you tried to make like in this video, like everybody was lying. That's not the case. And I listen, this would have been disgusting either way, but I would have much preferred him to, like, because he was talking about this list about the 20 victims of James Charles, and even though this would have been disgusting to see, I would have much preferred him to, like, go down that list and tell us which one is true and tell us which one is fake, James Charles, because you damn well know that you were sending things to children, and the fact that you were trying to make it look like everybody is a liar. Everybody wants to say that James Charles did something to them so that they can get trending. Everybody had like 2.7k views on a video until they made a video about James Charles, and then it got them 6 million views. That is what you said. And it would have been disgusting either way, but this, the way that he's trying to make it frame like all of these children are just lying, spare me please. And the next thing that I want to say is that you can't get got by a kid, James. You really can't. I've been wanting to say this for a very, very long time. You can't get got by children because you can, especially on the internet. I thought it was disgusting, even like in real life when people say, oh, I didn't know that they were below 18, like they showed me ID, they had fake ID. That's still gross, but it's even worse on the internet because it's damn near impossible for you to get got on the internet because Gen Z specifically, people, and a little, am I Gen Z? I'm 22. I don't even know. But Gen Z specifically, they stay having everything on the internet. Cards are being created. Ages are in bios. Do you know how easy it is to find out somebody's age range, especially on social media? All that I have to do is go to your profile. If it's not in your bio, I just have to scroll for like 5 minutes. I have to scroll for 5 minutes. I can see who your friends are. I can see if you've made a post about your mom, especially on Twitter, because people be tweeting anything that comes to their mind. I'm scrolling for like 2 minutes, and then you say, "Oh, my mom did this. My mom said that I can't go." I'm then just like, "Okay, it's done." You can't get got by kids, especially on the internet, James. These kids did not happen to you. You happened to them. You happened to them, and I am frankly appalled because the entire video he was saying that I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. That's not enough. You should be ashamed of yourself, James. You should be ashamed that you can come onto the internet after 2 months. After 2 months. You think that's how long it takes for people to forget that you're a predator, allegedly. Not even allegedly, but I don't even know. That's how long it takes for that's how long you think it takes for people to forget that you're a predator talking to children. Okay, you should be more than embarrassed. You don't need protection, James. You don't need protection. These children need protection from you. Why is it always you? It's always you that's in this mess. Why is it nobody else? It's always you. These children need protection from you. You should have enough shame that you don't want to show your face for more than 2 months. You should have enough shame to not to the end of the video, 8 minutes left, and you were talking about your birthday, and by the end saying that you are a butterfly. You should have enough shame not to do that, James. And that brings me to the last part of the video. I want to talk about these platforms because these platforms have been getting on my last nerve. I'm talking about platforms like YouTube especially, and we can do TikTok, because he said in the video that he's coming back and he was doing his makeup, and then he started to go into how, oh, like, I kind of lost myself because I put this family friendly image forward. James Charles, fuck you, number one. And then number two, I'm looking at YouTube specifically because James Charles should not be on anybody's recommended page, the same way that you guys like to not send out notifications for when people have posted and not put people's videos in their subscription boxes. You should be doing the same things to James Charles. James Charles should not be promoted as much as he is, because you know that his fan base is primarily children. And you know he's endangered to children, so you should not be doing that. TikTok doesn't care. Oof. We can talk about TikTok on a whole different video. But TikTok, James Charles should not be on anybody's For You page. You know why? Because y'all do a lot more to black creators for much less. Black creators can have a little bit of side boob showing, can have a little booty out, and next demonetized, channel demonetized, channel not making any money. Like, but James Charles can talk to children, can send naked pictures of himself to children while knowing that they are children, and he is just fine. And this is my thing, where these platforms, all of them, everybody, nobody cares enough about children on the internet, and it makes me sick. Okay, it makes me sick, because you're just not doing enough. You're not doing enough. Because James Charles is not family friendly. He may have been once upon a time, but he is not anymore. And I feel like I don't want to see no brands working with James Charles. I don't want to see YouTube videos about James Charles with James Charles. I don't want to see James Charles on TikTok. James Charles has enough money that he doesn't need to work for the rest of his life. So that's that on that. That's like, protect children. And yeah, that is all that I have to say, because I felt like I needed to get that off of my chest. And yeah, I guess subscribe if you want to. My next video, I'm going to be talking about Camp Rock, because I said that like 2 videos ago, then I made the Bonnie video, and my next video for sure, I'm going to be talking about Camp Rock, so stay tuned if you want to hear about that. If not, if you just came to see me rant about James Charles, then have a great day to you too. But yeah, thank you so much. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.